Hi, everyone. Welcome to Our Two Cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm here today with our financial advisor and president of GCES, Galen Bargerstock. Galen, how's your day?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I like your new shirt.
Thank you.
Looks like an 80s photo.
It feels like a background to a photo I would have had in elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. That would be a really fun activity to go to Goodwill, get clothes, and then go take like JCPenney's photos.
I do know you want to
Still really want to do that.
Yeah.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. So guys, welcome to Our Two Cents. You know, when it comes down to it at GCES, we're here to help people understand their finances and their retirement and make better decisions about them. And, you know, we have done a great job at really helping our clients understand the things that they have, because a lot of people are completely lost whenever you walk in to talk to them, I'm assuming.
Clueless, yeah. I mean, and it's normal because you're not talking about it every day. So it's okay to not know exactly what you have going.
Yeah. But today, we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can improve your retirement today. 3 things that are relatively simple that you can just change your mindset, change some simple things about what you're doing, and make an impact on your retirement.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you meet with a lot of people that have 1,000 things to do in their to-do list. So these are going to be very, top level things that you could do to change your mindset to really help with your retirement.
Yeah. I mean, what topic do you want to go into first?
Well, so I think that would make most sense. At GCS, our pillars are health, wealth, and happiness. So we're going to do one thing related to health, one thing related to wealth, and one thing also related to happiness.
Okay.
I know that you know this, but guys at home, we're going to start with health. It's the first thing that you need to think about whenever you are thinking about retiring. No matter what, if you're not healthy, your retirement is not going to be there, because health, if you're not healthy, you're not going to be wealthy because you're paying for your health issues.
Yeah.
If you're not healthy, you're also not going to be happy.
Yeah. I mean, health is kind of the big thing about all of it, because you're, like you just said, if you're not healthy, you're most likely not going to be happy. One of the things that, kind of affected me is, going through life, you're in your 20s, you don't care. You're in your 30s, you still don't care. You kind of maybe eat like garbage, but a little bit better. And then you're in your 40s, and then all of a sudden, for me personally, it's like, I don't want to put anything bad in my mouth. I would like to, live as long as I can.
Yeah. And we've been on a health kick, several health kicks throughout our relationship, you know what I mean? Where we were vegetarian at one point, ovo-lacto vegetarian, and then we realized, hey, we're eating a lot of pasta.
Yeah.
So, there are different things. Everyone is going through a phase in their life. So don't ever judge other people. You never know what someone else is going through.
Correct.
Improving your health is something that sometimes could also just be taking and making a mental shift. We know this, and, I just said a little bit ago that if you're not healthy, you're probably not happy. But there are a lot of people that are not healthy, that are dealing with terminal illnesses, that have to make the choice to be happy and change their mindset, therefore also changing their health.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a slippery slope and hard to talk about because, like you said, non-judgment to anybody's life path that they're on. But, being healthy to me was a shock whenever the doctor told me that, pre-diabetes went to diabetes. And for me personally, it was like, well, now you're going to have to be on a medication. I didn't like the sounds of that, so, I am taking, Ozempic, Mounjaro, whatever it is now. But that was just to get me started. And now I'm actually running 3 miles every other day, and I'm eating fruits and vegetables, less meats. I mean, I feel so much better, not just health-wise, but also mentally, because whenever you have all of those nutrients going in your body, it's like my brain is firing faster, and I'm just happier in general, moving around.
On that note, let's talk about melons.
Melons. Yep.
So I don't know what it is. We went to a trip in Costa Rica, Rhythmia. There's an episode where we talk about going to Rhythmia, and that changed our lives. But this summer has been the summer of melons. And I don't know if it's just us. Last summer was the summer of meats, where we were smoking meats constantly.
Yeah.
Complete flip. This summer, it is all about the summer of melons.
Yeah.
I really like, there's the Santa Claus melon, the Picasso melon. There's the football-shaped cantaloupe that's super crunchy that I don't know what the name of it is.
I have no idea. I know the one tastes like, it has the consistency of like biting into a pear, but it tastes like a delicious honeydew at the same time.
That is what I'm talking about. That is the football-shaped cantaloupe. Guys, if you're watching at home and you know what this football-shaped cantaloupe is, please send us a message on Facebook and let us know. You know, and also I think melon season has ended, but that brings me to my whole point. We started eating a lot healthier this year when we went to Rhythmia, and one of the things they said there is about eating more for health rather for happiness.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times people are eating for comfort. I know I did it for many years. You know, if there's an uncomfortable situation, well, let's have some ice cream or something like that. But that's for, you know, to comfort you, where you should be eating for survival. You know, I need to eat this so my body functions properly and I'm able to run those 3 miles that I want to run. The melons, I was always, I stayed away from fruit. You know, as you know, a kid growing up, I was always a fat kid, you know, on or off weight, up or down, up or down. And it was like, don't eat carbs, don't eat fruit. So to me, this summer has been like, I can't get enough of, you know, the fruits, and vegetables are all right, but it's pretty much the fruits that I've eaten more. And I'm actually probably the smallest I've been even when I was running in the military, you know?
It's not often that you meet a fatty that says, I like fruit. You know, it just doesn't happen. Typically, liking fruit comes in line with being healthy. But the whole point of this, guys, is that you're, you know, when you're putting stuff into your body, you have to think that you're trying to be a healthier person. You're trying to live longer. You're trying to get towards retirement. Is that easy all the time? No. But try to make conscious decisions about what you're putting in your body. You know, your health is the start of you having a long life, and it is all about what you're putting in your body. And I think I've seen people checking out at Giant Eagle. If you're getting nothing but Red Baron pizzas, you know, think about having more or less processed food. For us this summer was all about eating fruit.
Yeah, it's pretty much the fruit and vegetables. I still eat meat and fats, and it's just I don't eat as much of them. And I'm really into a morning protein shake. You know, that's my thing.
Yeah. So before, we're going to take a quick break, but before that, I just want to talk about praying, actually. I know that that's weird or random to bring up, but not just eating healthier foods, but whenever you eat your foods, that you have an intention for your foods. This goes back, I mean, you think everyone growing up, my parents always said grace before we had dinner. God is great, God is good, let us thank you for this food. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Another thing my dad also said all the time. But that was what we would say whenever we were beginning to eat. And that is also like giving intentions to your food to eat. So even if you're not a religious person, when you eat your food, just be thankful and grateful for the food. And say to yourself that it is what you need to make yourself healthy and run at your optimal levels and be the best version of yourself. And that's just a little mind trick that you can play to make your food healthier.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think of every single religion out there coming in with all of this different stuff, trickling it in, because they're all, whether you call it praying, manifesting, spells, you know, you are intentionally feeling a way about something and you want a certain outcome. You know, and the funny thing, and people say it, everybody has a different viewpoint on religion, but nobody really denies that there is something to being thankful, being grateful, you know, everything that we're talking about, there's something to it.
Yeah, gratefulness can transcend religion. On that note, guys, call the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. We are here to help you understand your finances in retirement. You can call the number and set up an appointment to meet on Zoom, in person, or in our office with Galen or one of our financial advisors to help you understand everything that you're going to get whenever you finally do retire. It'll take you just a few moments to schedule that appointment. You can do it before we're even back. We'll see you in a moment.
Everything kind of fell into my lap. I'd like to say that this job actually picked me. I didn't pick it. I answered a job ad off Craigslist, and one thing led to another, and I found myself doing retirement. I was going to school in New York City. After that, I did join the military. Still didn't really know what I wanted to do. When I got out of the military, I started working for a company called RX America, doing Medicare Part D prescription drug plans. That led me into a marketing position with insurance where I started to learn a little bit about the business. When I started, I just noticed that a lot of people needed help, and I liked the aspect of, helping them. And it seemed if I didn't know the answer to a question at first, I knew the outlet and the sources to find out the answers, so I could become that person. And I tell everybody, the employees of the federal government actually taught me how to become a financial advisor because the questions they asked me built who I am today. The most rewarding part is definitely helping people. My human nature is to be kind and help people. That's just the way I'm built. So I get joy out of knowing that I've helped people. And you can tell by the look on somebody's face if they didn't know what was going on when you walked in their home, and then you leave and they're all smiles and happy and relaxed, and you understand that they understand what's going on now. I feel like I'm leaving somebody with a little bit more hope and definitely a plan.
Welcome back to R2 Cents, everyone. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm here with our president and financial advisor, Galen Bargerstock, and today we are talking about 3 things that you can do right now to improve your retirement. Let's just sum it up. If you're just joining us now, eating healthy is the first thing you can do to have a healthier life, and also giving intentions to your food that it's going to make you your best self, it's going to bring you health, and it's going to bring you happiness, right? So the pillars at GCES, health, wealth, and happiness. Let's go with wealth next.
Okay.
This one seems pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So let's just sum up the obviousness of it for us all.
Wealth, and what you can do to improve your wealth is endless possibilities, but it is the mindset behind what you have, setting realistic budgets, staying on that budget, staying on that path, into retirement, saving more, just the general things about wealth that you would think of that you could Google on your phone and get the answer to,
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we could suggest stuff like tipping less, but that would never happen because we're gays and, we tip really well.
I think that you should tip more. It's one of those things about, giving out to the universe to get a little bit back. So I would encourage tipping.
We have been very big supporters of us cleaning out our closet. Do you know what I mean? And that is something that is related to wealth, where personally we feel that you have to give to get. We've been very successful. We are very blessed. We've had, we've worked really hard to get to where we are. We both come from nothing. Galen and I both grew up in a trailer. We've worked our whole lives to get to where we are today. We're grateful for everything that we have. But wealth is something that is a mindset. It is not something that comes down to dollars and cents. So whenever you're thinking about being wealthy, don't think technically about how much money is in your bank account. Granted, that does help. Money do help. But, you can think of being wealthy as in, I am healthy. I have a great family. I have kids, parents, spouse that supports me. And those are things that can help you create wealth in your life without it being a monetary value.
For sure. And you can create, hobbies are known to create wealth for somebody as well. And that's going to tackle 2 things. That's going to help you with something to do into retirement, and it's going to be something that could possibly create you wealth along the way, would be that side job, that hobby that you want to do for fun.
Yeah. And there's no place that you're going to be able to go to figure out how to create wealth. You could Google it and they're going to come up with ideas. ChatGPT will literally give you 20 bullet points of how to create more wealth in your life if you ask it to.
Yeah.
But it's all about having a mindset. And that's why we're talking about this, because we do sit down with people. Galen sits down and talks with people in detail about their personal finances. And a lot of people, do you find that people are typically happy with the wealth that they have built up over their lives?
No. I think that people generally just want more, so everybody thinks that the balance that they have is not enough. I've had people with $10,000 think that they have enough, and I've had people that have $1 million that don't know if that's enough. So really it's a personal situation with your relationship to what your needs are and your spending habits. But one of the things that I would say to go into that is worthwhile on all of this to improve would be to figure out your risk tolerance. Your risk tolerance is going to dictate what type of retirement accounts that you could have. I know so many people that, I met 30 years into their career, and they were always in government bonds. They weren't playing the market. They were on the sidelines, and they were happy with the return, but they were happy with the return because they didn't understand what to do in the market. And they would have went into the market, Clint, if they would have had a conversation with somebody of what to do. So one of the things that I am very big on is figuring out what your risk tolerance is so we can get you on that path to get those returns, because you can let your money make money for yourself instead of you feeding more money into the account and it not making a return. Because if you're putting 15% of your paycheck into an account that's only making a 2% interest, what would happen if you're putting now 15% into an account that averages 12% interest? It's just a much bigger amount of money you could have.
No, we have talked about this before on other episodes of Our 2 Cents. If you actually, because we work in 40 states, we are the whole way up to Maine. One day you could be driving to an appointment and see Nova Scotia. The next week you're in, like, I don't even know, the tumbleweeds of Illinois.
Right.
Let's say. I don't know if they have tumbleweeds in Illinois.
And
but
now I'm zooming with somebody in Minneapolis now. I mean, it is crazy.
Yeah. But the thing that we've noticed is that federal employees typically make the same amount whether they live in Boston or they live in Spokane. I don't even know where Spokane is. But the people that are putting their money into funds where they make more money, because in Ohio, it's like everyone's in the G fund, right? In Pennsylvania, everyone's in the G fund.
Conservative by nature.
If you go into Connecticut, Boston, and in the northeastern states, a lot of people have been more risky in the market while they have been working. And that's the difference of about $200,000 in their retirement funds. Yeah. So if you really want to take and look at your retirement, you just have to call the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. You can set yourself up with an appointment to meet with one of our financial professionals. And in that, we just talked about this too. So not just being relative of your risk tolerance, but people that are over 59 and a half are able to pull money from their retirement funds and put it into something that's going to make more money.
100%.
If you're sitting at home right now and you are a postal employee and you recently turned 59, or you're anywhere at the federal government and you recently turned 59, you need to give us a call, because at 59 and a half, you're eligible to take your money out of the thrift savings plan or whatever IRA you have it in and put it into an account that is going to make more money for you in between now and the time that you retire.
That's the goal. I mean, you want to make more money between now and the time you retire. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's important to have that conversation because I don't know what product is appropriate. There are a lot of guarantees that I can get built into somebody's retirement at 59 and a half if we roll into a fixed indexed annuity, for instance, which is going to give you some guarantees. If you're in a financial account with me, I can never guarantee you that you're not going to lose money, no matter what. But what portion I would put into a fixed index IRA, that's the only time I'm allowed to guarantee that you're not going to lose any money, because you're insuring your money. You're having your IRA held in an insurance company, and that is going to give you a little bit of peace of mind. Now you know, hey, I can get $2,000 a month off of my money and still get a return inside of it. And as long as you understand what's going on, you're going to be happier because now you have a plan. Retirement might be 2 years away at 62 or 67. It doesn't matter. If you build in those guarantees, your mindset until retirement, you're feeling a little bit better.
So guys, our second point is to take a portion of your savings or your money, your IRAs, and moving it into an account that's going to make you more money. If that's confusing to you and you don't know how to do that, that's why we're here. Give us a call, 888-391-3465. We're going to take a break, guys, and we'll be back in just a moment.
It's definitely a welcoming office. You're not going to walk into a very stuffy environment. We like to have fun, because if you're not having fun with what you're doing, what's it all about?
The biggest thing that we look for is someone that doesn't have a lot of experience in the financial industry, to be honest. We want to have people that don't have bad habits already work for us. And we really look for people that we want to be around, because it sounds kind of cliche, but our office and our employees are like our family, and we take really good care of our family. Tina, that does our business processing, we met her at a local car dealership where we would get our car serviced. And then we were looking for someone, and she applied for the job, and she was a perfect fit. And that's one of the things that I mean, like not having someone from the financial world can end up being a good thing, because they're going to learn everything and do the things the way you want to do them for your clients, not bringing in their own way to do things. We want to have people working for us that are in it for the clients, not for themselves.
Retirement planning can feel overwhelming. We make it simple because you deserve a future you can feel confident about.
Since 2010, we've helped thousands of federal employees, teachers, and healthcare workers and professionals in every field navigate their TSPs, their 401ks, their pension, as well as take care of long-term planning.
A secure retirement isn't just about savings. It's about having a strategy that protects your health, builds your wealth, and supports your happiness.
We want to build that plan together with you. There's no stress, no sales gimmicks, just a team that cares. Welcome back to Our 2 Cents, everyone. I'm your host, Clinton Smith, and I'm here with our financial advisor, Galen Bargerstock. And today we're talking about 3 things that you can do today to help improve your retirement. To sum it up, the first one is health. Eat healthier, eat happier, right? And put things into your body with an intention of it helping you out. The second tip was about wealth, because our pillars are health, wealth, and happiness in that order. So wealth is really just taking a look at your finances, and if you're over the age of 59 and a half, consider moving your funds from your IRA or your thrift savings plan into something that's going to guarantee you more money while you're continuing to work until 62 or whatever age it is that you decide to retire.
Yes.
So our last one is happiness.
Yeah.
This is really the funnest one.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are fun. And the biggest saying that I have in an appointment when I'm sitting down with somebody is, you're your own nap captain. You get to dictate what you want to do. You know, you're going to create that health, you're going to create that wealth, and the happiness, well, that's up to you as well. I can't give you the happiness. That's something that you're going to automatically get after you have the mindset changed about your finances. You're going to automatically be a little bit happier.
Can we back that up? Because I think that you said that you're your own nap captain.
Nap captain, I know, and I hate naps. And he doesn't know that I say that at appointments, because I'm like the nap captain Nazi, I guess. Yeah. I hate naps, yeah.
I am not allowed to take a nap without reprisal. Yeah. Let's just say that. If I want to take a nap, it will be met with disdain and unhappiness once I wake up. So no, just like vacations, no nap comes without reprisal.
No, not anymore. That would be true up until about 6 months ago. And now I am back into meditating. I've been meditating twice a day for, about a year now. So if he's taking a nap, I'll take that 20 minutes. I'll go meditate. I'm happy about it. So
yeah. Happiness might actually be out of health and wealth and happiness. I think that happiness is actually the hardest to achieve for a lot of people. Health, people are either healthy or they're not. They've either taken care of themselves or not. They're either currently battling health issues or they're not. Wealth also is just a mindset. Wealth doesn't necessarily mean money in the bank. Yeah. But happiness comes from within. There's no outside things that are going to affect your happiness. Someone said, that you can't affect you can't stop negative things from happening to you. The only thing you can do is affect how it makes you feel, and that is your happiness.
Yeah, it's how you react to the situation, for sure. Yeah, I mean, happiness is, it goes back to the grateful thing that we did a couple episodes ago. You have to find your own happiness and you have to move with it. And that's just, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You don't want to live a miserable life. No, even miserable people that you don't want to be around because they're miserable and you avoid because they're miserable, they probably don't want to be miserable either. They would probably like to be happy.
Yeah. And, from this happened in our own lives. We've been on a really huge, self-awareness, introspection, really looking at how we think and talk to ourselves in our head over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is that people start to drop off of your life.
Yeah.
You know, right now, there are probably people that are a negative influence in your life that once you decide to take and change your mindset to be a happier person, it's going to make other people around you uncomfortable, and other people might not be ready or might not be in that same headspace. So once you really start looking at your happiness, the negative people in your life are going to drop off like flies. It's happened to both of us in the last 6 months, where people who were a huge negative influence in our life have went away as we make room for them because we're concerned with taking care of our own happiness.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just people that you know are, you know, the bad influences, people that you might not even realize and connect in your head that they might not be good for you to be around or to work with. You know, it seems like the happier you become, you're going to see maybe that they're not as happy for you anymore, you know, and those people are going to fall off as well. So, I mean, it is true. Once you find you and you know where you're going, it doesn't matter. You don't need validation from somebody else to be happy. Happiness does come from within. And once you have it, you're going to shine and just be happy. People are going to hate that, but do it anyways.
You know, it's funny. Our notes on here on my sheet are our thing that we were going to tell you to improve your happiness was going to be to volunteer in your community, because it's great for you to meet other people in your community and give back to a cause and be involved in your community. If you're retiring, it's great to get involved in volunteerism and help out your fellow person. But honestly, I think that we should change that whole topic to what I just said, that whenever you have something bad happen to you, it's going to happen. There's no chance of you being able to stop negative stuff happening to you. But what you can do is change how you react to it. So I think that would be our biggest tip for happiness, is not just, you know, take the good with the bad. Bad stuff is going to happen, but it is an opportunity and it is a door opening for you to better, greater things.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, whenever you're doing something for somebody else in that charity work that you talked about, or just in life in general, you are doing service to the community around you. You're doing service to everything. And, you know, the service work is what's going to give back to you. The more you give, the more you receive, you know.
Yeah.
Happy.
And before we go, I want to just give a shout out and say hello to Scott and Gail. You guys were at our office last week, and Gail, you were so excited to see me. I had no idea who you were, but it was all because you watch our TV show. I just want to thank you for coming in, and it was awesome meeting you. So if you guys know Scott and Gail, give them a high five today. See you guys next week.